For daily ask Reddit, what are early signs of a toxic relationship? Nothing is ever their fault and always yours. This reminds me of my ex. After I found out she cheated on me, she tried to explain to me how it was my fault because my family didn't like her that much, because my family had kind of figured out that she was abusive. Needless to say, that was the last straw that finally made me dump her and cut all contact. When they do something that makes you uncomfortable and they get mad at you for expressing your discomfort, you shouldn't feel so bad about it. Like, wow, I'm sorry, I'm not just the amount of hurt you think I should be in response to the hurtful thing you did. This really reminds me of my ex telling me, "OHH, my god, you're so sore. I never thought I was dating such a ticklish guy." Whenever she said something that made me feel bad, ugh, I should run sooner. When every argument is your fault and you have to be the one to apologize every time. That was something I really hated, especially as a person who constantly blames myself for stuff that's not my fault. Definitely didn't help that. Same here. My PTSD enabled my ex to use my constant feeling of guilt to consistently make me the asshole, slowly breaking me down. My current partner is still helping me to break that habit. All taking and no giving. Subtly insulting you for their own pleasure, money problems and or addiction. The subtle insults. Gentle teasing now and then is fine when it's mutual. But when the jokes are always at one party's expense, especially in front of other people, designed to belittle them, that's a red flag. An inability to take responsibility for their own actions, especially if you find yourself apologizing to them for being bothered by something they did. This, so much. I'm working on repairing the psychological damage from years of having to jump through hoops to prove that it's not selfish/unreasonable/shitty of me to disagree with partners or have my own needs. Turns out always having to beg to have your feelings acknowledged, not even respected, just acknowledged, messes you up a bit. The whole time I thought it was my fault that I wasn't communicating properly or using the right words to explain my point of view, but in reality it was narcissism and selfishness on the other side, and nothing I could done would have changed that. When they seem to argue with you a lot and make petty things into a huge dispute, it's stuff like this that makes you realize how much of a toxic relationship you're in. Also, when the only time they seem like they're not arguing is when they need/want something from you. I'm in my early 30s, but from my experience, when you don't let your partner have their own independent life outside of the relationship, it's a red flag. Just for discussion's sake, I'm friends with a couple who are absolutely attached at the hip. They work together, live together, visit friends together, literally everything. I think it's weird and probably not healthy, but they seem to like it. Is that still toxic? Again, this is just for the sake of discussion. I'm not really sure what I think aside from it being odd and a little annoying, because I haven't seen my friend without their S/O in years. When you have to constantly and carefully police your words and actions to avoid setting them off. Whether it's an anger thing or a drama thing, whether it's over jealousy/suspicion or neediness or them being critical, or whatever, if you have to constantly walk on eggshells, because it will make your life stupidly difficult if you accidentally say or do something wrong that triggers them to respond irrationally, you know you have a problem. I think this is a good thing to pay attention to because it's non-specific to the type of problem. It applies equally to physical, emotional, and psychological abuse, and to those who are just energy sucking due to their own personal issues which may not be abusive at all.